Matt Olzaffel, Director of Public Works, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have on 12. It's basically, this is the purchase of the carts needed for the pilot program that was discussed at the last council meeting, and it's a purchase of $120,030.50. Any particular questions on that?
Yeah, I know there's been some conversation. Mr. Miklos mentioned about the size of the containers. So.
Fine. I don't really have a question. I'm just going to pull the item off consent and vote against it. So, no question.
Is there anything? Oh, I thought.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I think 95 gallons is too big. I can't imagine my neighbor wheeling a 95-gallon container out to the curb. Period. And I'm okay with testing the 45 just to see whether there's cost savings there. But I think 95 is just way too big. I'm never going to get to a point where I think that people can handle that, and I think it's a mistake and a waste of money, so I'll vote against it.
Did you, thank you, did you ever, when we briefed this, it's been a few weeks, did you talk about some of the other cities and some of the size containers that other cities were using?
Most of the cities that have automated or semi-automated collection do use the 95-gallon container with once-a-week pickup, which is the program we're doing in one of the areas of the pilot program, sir.
That's fine. Councilman, Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
Would the citizens have the option of a 45, or if they had rather have the 95 instead of the 45, would they have the option, or is once this program is deal, they wouldn't have an option either way?
We're going to work in some of the educational material we're putting together, sir. We are highlighting that if there's people that have a physical handicap or some such thing that they cannot physically handle the larger carts, we will make special arrangements for them. We have citizens in the city of Mesquite right now that literally are solid waste route drivers. They literally go to the door and pick up trash. So we're very cognizant of the needs of the public, and we will make special arrangements for those that need those special arrangements, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem.
My question was kind of similar. I was just about the 95 and the 45. Was the whole plan as we go into this a test run to see how we would set up the whole city, or were there certain segments that were going to be set up with 95 and other segments set up with 45? It would be all across the city, right?
Well, this pilot program is just for two selected areas within the city of Mesquite. Roughly each area is about 1,000 homes. And so one area we're going to once a week collection with the 95-gallon containers. They're larger. They hold a great deal more trash. Typically, cities that go to the once a week collection use the 95-gallon because of the need to hold the volume of trash necessary for an average family. Then the second pilot area we're going to handle with our normal collection methods twice a week with the 45-gallon carts. And so, obviously the 45-gallon carts, if you add it twice a week at 45 gallons apiece, that's 90 gallons of trash, of collected trash every week versus the 95-gallon cart once a week. So it's comparable volumes of trash that we'd be collecting in both pilot program areas.
In the pilot program, but once we finish with the pilot program, then it'll be decided 95 or 45 for the entire city. Is that correct? That's what I'm asking.
Mr. Allman, no, sir. This is just a pilot program to provide data to the council for consideration at a later date. We're also measuring how much trash, loose trash, blows in a neighborhood, the cleanliness of neighborhoods. So there's a lot more than just the actual containers that are involved in this.
And once all that's decided, then the whole city will be.
The council will decide how we proceed with trash collection. We may not even have containers, the 45 or
right.
95. It's just to provide you all information before we make a decision for the whole city.
The whole purpose of the pilot program is to collect data on how does it affect our collection efficiency. What do the citizens think of the various pilot programs? What is the response of the citizens. How does it affect the aesthetics of the neighborhood as far as blowing trash and litter that we have out there? So we're going to be measuring continuously during this 6-month pilot program, and we'll be bringing that data back to council to make decisions on how they want to roll it out and the costs involved in rolling it out in a larger program if you choose to do so.
If I can, Mayor Pro Tem, we went through the budget cycle, and we had a number of council members around the table that talked about blowing trash in neighborhoods, and we were looking at trying to get into containers. So I think, and I'm not, don't let me put words in your mouth, Councilman Miklos, but I think it's more the size and how it's handled. So that's the first issue. The second issue, to me, is simply that I think to communicate this best is the council has the final decision as to what happens. I think city manager said it best. The council could choose to say, we're doing everything great the way we are now. I would hate to see us something that we've already pledged and put out there to not to do. I think trials are good in different situations. I don't know that 2 weeks versus 2 times versus 1 time, big containers versus small containers, any of us around the table, other than and I agree, and I think Councilman Burrows brought up the fact that the heavy ones are heavy, and some people, and I think Matt's represented that very well. If that's the case, then we'll try to do that. So I think for a test case, I'm probably okay with it, understanding that it's nothing more than a trial. We could take all the cans back up after 6 months, I guess. So that's kind of where I'm at on this.
And I do like the idea as well, and just the fact, because I understand the consideration, just taking a look at it, then it comes back to the council. I understand that, but I do like the idea of setting the standard up a little bit higher, taking care of the situation of blowing trash around. All that is, they're issues, and there are other cities that have these containers as well, and so taking a look at it, yeah, I think it's good. That 90-gallon container is huge, and to do once a week. So anyway, I think it's good that we're doing this test run, but at the same time that we're setting up, that we could possibly set up a standard to help with the appearance of our neighborhoods, the cleanliness of our city, all that. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anything else for Matt?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Matt.